Can they make good movie-based games anymore? Of course they can! Well, they couldn't before. Planet of the Apes is a horrible game for the PlayStation 1. It is horrible! And that is spelled with 4 O's. That's right, 3 extra O's, because it is 75% worse than just the word horrible. This game basically follows the Planet of the Apes story. It's some astronauts, they land on the Planet of the Apes, and the apes are ruling the world now, and the people are just kind of like cattle that the apes hunt. There are a few differences between this Planet of the Apes and the 2 Planet of the Apes movies. For one thing, the technology the apes in this movie have is way more advanced than in the movies. I mean, I don't quite remember the technology the apes had in that remake movie where Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch was Charlton Heston, but in the original, the good Planet of the Apes movie, the technology was kind of like almost archaic, but they kind of had guns. In this Planet of the Apes, the technology the apes have is like higher than the technology we have now. I mean, they have like these motorized robotic doors. It's like the apes have technology that's like 100 years ahead of us. This is kind of interesting. I mean, they're spicing up the Planet of the Apes story. I like that. And the actual cutscenes in the game, especially the opening cinematic, just looks amazing. I mean, it's fantastic. For a PS1 game, this just pulls you into the game. In terms of the story and the cinematics, this is one of the better PS1 titles I could even think of. But the actual gameplay just takes you out of the fantastic cinematic that begins the game and just drags you down into the pits of hell. The gameplay is unbelievable. Everything about it is just awful. Let's start off with some basics. The camera is just absolutely horrendous. The camera can't quite stay with the character. The camera is always lagging behind you, which makes it hard for you to make turns, especially if there's like an enemy in the next room. It just feels like the camera is like your fat best friend in like 3rd grade. It's constantly running behind everyone. It can't really stay with everyone just because it's not as fast. Hey, wait up, guys! I can't run that fast! The camera just makes the gameplay all jerky, and the actual movement is jerky on its own already, and mixed with the camera. It's just a bad combination. The actual graphics of the game are alright. They're nothing special, but they're not bad. But the controls are just absolutely jerky, and the camera's even worse. By far, the worst part of the actual gameplay in this game is the combat. I mean, the combat is something I can't even explain. You just have to look at it. Look at it! Just look at it! He's swinging a little club at the monkey! There's zero strategy! There's no fighting strategy. You just button mash that one attack button. Just keep pressing X over and over and over and over until your thumb begins to bleed. And all the enemies are ridiculous because they're, you know, gigantic apes, so you constantly have to beat on them with your club. I mean, sometimes you have to hit a monkey like 20, 30 times before it dies. Where is PETA in this world? This is very clearly animal abuse. And the worst thing is, some monkeys just block, and when you barely have any health because you fought a few monkeys before the monkey that's blocking now, you have to just keep swinging and just hope that the monkey stops blocking. Because anytime you stop hitting the monkey will hit you and take a huge chunk of your life. You cannot afford to stop being cheap and not be just completely spamming the attack button. You have to be just constantly... You see a monkey, it could be 10 feet away from you, start swinging madly. Just start swinging like it's going out of style, because there's no other way to pass this game. I mean, they should have a screenshot of this game next to the dictionary definition of button mashing. It's literally all you do in the combat. The actual gameplay is just so boring. It's just you running around corridors. You run around, you click things to open doors, you find things to open doors, and of course, once in a while a room will have some monkeys in it, or apes, and then you have to fight the apes or monkeys that are there. And you have no idea where to go. Like, in the span of 30 minutes, I got lost about 31 times. You run around these same looking places, and sometimes you'll pick up like this key card or whatever to open up a door, but then there's like a billion different doors everywhere. I mean, there's more doors than there is walls. And of course, the little key card you picked up only works on one specific door, so you have to run around touching every single door, hoping you find the right one. And because there's so many doors, you never know if you'll find the right one. And the second you get bored or lost, you better be sure there's gonna be a monkey standing around the corner going, "Hey, an escaped man person thing," and it will just attack you. And like I said, you have to just keep spamming the attack button. If you don't, the monkey will just kill you in a few hits. I mean, my first playthrough of this game, I was shocked how quickly the first enemy I ever faced in the game just killed me. It was worse than the Fifth Element. I mean, the first enemy in this game will take you out faster than the final boss in any other game. It's ridiculous how hard the enemies hit. Of course, like I said, the way to make every enemy pretty easy is just to spam that goddamn attack button, not give the enemy any chance to hit you. As long as you're swinging, the enemy can't hit you. The best thing it could do is block, and that just makes a stalemate, so you can just be hitting an enemy that's blocking for minutes at a time. One time, I had to beat a monkey for so long, I was literally tired. Like, my finger was literally tired. I mean, there's no excuse for that in a game. I was so pleased after the monkey died. I had to corpse hump it. I mean, I'm sorry. I know that's a low down thing to do, but I just had to celebrate my victory against the apes who took over our world. Look, it's no longer Planet of the Apes. It's now Planet of the Rapes. Planet of the Apes just has some of the worst gameplay, and the great story and cinematic cutscenes in this game are good, but they in no way make up for the just unacceptable gameplay. This is an awful PS1 game. It gets an official stanburdman rating of a 3.9 out of 10, and all of that, 3.8 of that 3.9 goes directly to the fantastic cinematics and the great story in this game. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, my friends. My God, they've been experimenting on Jesus. Have these monkeys no shame? Damn you! Damn you, dirty apes!